Just a quick look at copper. We've actually sort of seen quite a strong close to the week. We've got the sort of a bit of a falling wedge pattern that seems to have been forming here, which has actually sort of come from the start of the month. So we're looking, it's the 19th now, so that's almost 3 weeks straight of a complete sell-off of the copper prices and that. What we're starting to see now is we've broken the resistance last Friday a week ago. A bit of back and forth throughout the week. We've created a short-term resistance level, which is good, which gives us a breakout level. This is a back test of the top side of this falling resistance. So we generally always sort of see those back tests. When you're coming out of these falling resistances, you'll find that the back test will actually generally come lower, because of course the line's falling, than where the break point was. So this is the break point here. Couple of stuff arounds and that. We had quite a strong sort of 4-hour candle came out the top here. Of course, it came back down. Anybody that gets in early, bang, they stop them out if they've put their stops to even. We're back on top of this dotted line, which is the 20 MA, and now we've sort of come here and we've actually got quite a solid close above this little resistance here. So these kind of next highs, these green lines here, are going to be the sort of next sort of short-term targets that we're going to be looking for. But if you look at sort of copper on a sort of larger time frame, so if we go out to the daily, we're starting to see that this is actually quite a strong support line that it's been respecting since back in July 22, so 14 months that this has been respected. And you can see every time the price has come down here and connected with it, we've had quite strong reactions. So, you know, nothing's ever for sure, but you could expect that there is a good chance that we may at least have a follow-through attempt. As you can see, we are seeing now, it is all coming off this as well. If we look at the top side of it as well, we're starting to see that also you're seeing a resistance that we're sort of like, which will give us a good sort of short-term target, which is also being respected since, where's this? This is back in March. 1, 2, 3. This one popped out the top side here, so it attempted it, but obviously swiftly sort of rejected back down, as you know. So it's not a exact science, but it's, as you can see, pretty damn close. And you'll get these fake out moves. If we look at sort of the lows that came in this week, we had a bit of a support zone that we sort of set up in June. These were the lows here, and we can see, boom, price came down here, connected with this line, this sort of previous mentioned sort of rising resistant support perfectly, and bang, the rejection was off from there. But if you were trading the straight levels, this is a fake breakdown. Fake breakdowns are generally sort of a sign that they've sort of sucked in shorts, and now they're going to sort of squeeze them, and sort of push out to the top side. The channel that it had been working off to come up to this main point over here was set up, sort of back in May, and look, it respected it quite well the whole way through. And you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 connections with this bottom side. Top side of this, not so much. I mean, you know, you can sort of use these things as a bit of a guide to sort of think, okay, where, if we were to see continuation, where would price have gone to? And certainly at one point, while this was coming up very strong, there was no reason why this necessarily was going to turn on its head and come back down like this, except for the fact that the US dollar's been running like ridiculous. But this was moving over here, and there was a good chance that had we continued up, we would have started to see some sort of sell-off from around this price here anyway. But the bigger time frame move is this big triangle, which is really coming to a point at the moment. So what we could expect to see is a continuation of this short-term move in copper. As we've done the breakout, we've done the retest, we've gone through, we've put in a newer high in the short term, there's a good chance that we could be coming up to around this level over here. Of course, there's a couple of sort of lower time frame points of resistance, so it's not going to be a straight line, but nothing ever is a straight line. But realistically, there's a good chance that we could come up, see another test of this point over here. Who knows what happens there? Maybe we come back down here and it really sort of makes use of the whole triangle, but it's hard to say. But for now, we've certainly broken out of the falling wedge. We've done the back test. We've put in the new high. We've sort of seen price, even on these last sort of sell downs here, you can see on the RSI that it was actually coming in with a bit of a sort of higher lows as well. So that's a bit of a sort of divergence, price moving down while the selling pressure is actually moving up. So yes, we could expect a bit of a sort of continuation of copper coming through here.